AI is arriving at a pace that's hard to ignore. And as a filmmaker, I'm asking where I fit into the future. What skills matter? And what do we need to learn next to stay relevant? There are countless tools that can help us create, shape, and distribute content, but which ones matter? Which ones don't? This is Mind the Gap. It's a journey to understand the gap between where we've come from in terms of production and where we're heading. I've spent over 30 years making films professionally. Or to put it another way, I've somehow managed to convince people to pay me to make films for most of my adult life. And it's been a brilliant journey that I'm hugely grateful for. I've made music videos, commercials, documentaries, corporate films, television series, feature films, and yes, one wedding video, which for legal reasons shall remain anonymous. But one of the things I've always loved most about filmmaking is the process itself. It's taking an idea and turning it into something real, a story, a film, and basically something that didn't exist before. But alongside that, and one of the greatest privileges of working in this industry has been the people. Over the years, I've worked with actors, musicians, sports people, entrepreneurs, business leaders, small business owners, and countless individuals who simply fascinate me. I mean, I don't love them all, but people who make me ask questions, people who challenge the way I think, and I know that's not too difficult, but people also who make me curious. And curiosity is probably the reason why I'm doing this podcast. I've always been interested in how things work, how people succeed, how industries change, and where things might be heading next. Now, to put things into perspective, when I started a long time ago, there wasn't the internet. I had something that looked a bit like this, and then that became something that looked like this, a DV camera. I used to take the tape out of that and edit it in a very basic editing machine and create something that went onto this, a VHS tape. And then, I had to get these and put it in the car and drive it around to my friend's house and go, look, watch a film I've just made, and use this, a VHS player. Anyone under 25, that's Netflix, but with a slip disc. Today, someone can create a film on a phone and in hours have millions of views around the world. And that is extraordinary. And in many ways, there's never been more opportunities for creative people than there are right now. But, and here's the but, despite that, something feels different. Not necessarily better, not necessarily worse, just different. And the way we watch things, the way audiences engage, the way businesses operate, the way content gets created, and in my world, the way films get financed. Honestly, I don't think I'm alone in feeling that. And whether I'm talking to other filmmakers, editors, producers, business owners, entrepreneurs, and even friends completely outside of the creative industry, many of them are asking the same question. Well, where is this all heading? And part of that conversation is obviously AI, and some people seeing it as the biggest opportunity we've ever had, and others seeing it as a threat to jobs, industries, and creativity itself. The truth is, I don't really know, and that's exactly why I want to explore it. Not as an expert, not as someone with all the answers, but as someone trying to understand what these changes mean for all of us. Because this podcast isn't really about AI. It's about change, it's about creativity, it's about work, storytelling, and it's about trying to stay human in a world that's moving incredibly fast. But I still want my children to climb trees, ride a bike, talk to people, think for themselves, occasionally get bored, and use their imagination and experience in the real world, and perhaps spend slightly less time staring at screens, which admittedly probably includes me. So somewhere within all this change, there has to be a balance. And over these next coming episodes, I don't know exactly how many there'll be, let's say 10, I'll be speaking to other filmmakers, creators, recruitment specialists, entrepreneurs, teachers, other people working in AI, social media, etc. But not because I think they've got all the answers, because I think they might help us ask better questions like what skills still matter, what careers are emerging, what happens to craftsmanship, what becomes more valuable in an AI world. and what remains uniquely human. I'm particularly looking forward to speaking with recruitment specialists because at the moment I'm not entirely sure whether my children should be learning coding, plumbing, filmmaking, or how to become a professional prompt engineer. We'll all find out together. Some conversations might be hopeful, some uncomfortable, some inspiring. If you're listening to this and you've got experience or insight and a perspective worth sharing, someone else trying to navigate these changes too, I'd genuinely love to hear from you, hear your perspective, not predications, not doom and gloom. We're going to have no jobs in 5 years and we're going to marry robots. I mean, that's not that useful. Just, practical ideas, constructive conversations, because, look, I suspect the answers won't come from one person. They'll come from lots of people sharing what they're learning along the way. So instead of pretending like I've got all the answers, which I clearly don't, I thought I'd document this journey in real time. For now, until London Transport sue me, I'm going to call this Mind the Gap, which is a journey to try and understand the gap between the industry that I've come from and the one where we're all heading.